Hey there, now that you've got your mindset established and you're ready to take the next step, let's dive in head first. The first thing we're really going to truly talk about is coachability. This is going to go for not just you, but for the coaches that you recruit and the coaches who join your team. Being coachable truly is one of the reasons that I've been able to succeed in my business. I've been able to watch a lot of other coaches succeed, and it's because of the fact that they're constantly evaluating what it is they're doing that's working and what it is they're doing that's not working. So often I have coaches that come on board who say, oh, I don't need to do personal development. I already have it covered. I do this or that, and I'm good to go. Or they say to me, it's really hard for me to do, a Beachbody program because I really like to run marathons. Or they say something to me like, oh, I don't think I want to be in that push group because I think I'm good. I think I understand everything. I'm good to go. That is an attitude of not being coachable. That's an attitude of, frankly, it's one where I want to say to you, well, then good luck being successful. Because if you're not going to choose a Beachbody program to press play to every day and to commit to, if you're not going to be willing to engage in the personal development that we recommend, and if you're not willing to evaluate what you're doing that's not working, then this isn't working. This relationship that we have is not going to work well together. So I want you to really evaluate whether or not you think you're a coachable person. Coachable people tend to do things like, after they've led a group of some sort, they like to ask a couple of members of the group how they think the group went, what their feedback was, what they could have done differently as the leader. They like to attend seminars. Coachable people like to attend seminars and workshops. They bring their notebook in hand and they not only take notes about what they're learning, but they also take notes on what they need to apply to themselves. So what's your current mentality on coachability? Do you think you're coachable? That's the first question. And then the second question is, are you actually coachable? Because those are two totally different things. It's kind of interesting because most of the time the person who thinks they know everything also thinks that they're coachable. So I want you to really evaluate for yourself whether or not you think this is something that you can be honest and humble with moving forward. You have an upline sponsor coach in this business. They brought you on board. You obviously were attracted to them as a leader for some reason. Work with them. Go up to them and ask them, what do I need to be doing differently? What should I be doing in order to learn faster or to grow or to be a better communicator? Do you have books that you recommend? Can I come with you to a training of some sort? Can we have a phone call once a week? That's what coachable people do. So before we start talking about creating a Facebook like page and how to get your team on board with your vision and stuff like that, I want you to really think about coachability. You want to attract people who are like you. So what I see oftentimes are those people who are not coachable themselves. Guess what? They also recruit people who are not coachable. And then it's a nightmare because then they're constantly having to, they're coming to me frustrated about the fact that their coaches aren't listening to them when in essence that's kind of how they are as well. So I want you to really truly think about it. I want you to think about the ideal characteristics of a coach. I don't know if I'd want to be coached on a basketball team or a sports team of some sort and have the coach not honestly feel humble in his own skin or her own skin. I would also want them to be coachable. I'd like for them to be pursuing ways to get better as well, right? Maybe they're on their own team and they have their own coach. Even though you're a coach and you're looked to as a health and fitness expert, as a business and thought leader, it still doesn't mean that you're not coachable. It means that you are coachable, you're ready for the coach to put you in the game, but you're willing to learn about what you're doing in the world of mistakes and in the world of improvement. So with that, I ask you, are you coachable? What are a few adjectives that describe a coachable coach? What are some adjectives that describe coaches that you would like to recruit to your team? I did this activity a few years ago. A coach asked me to do the same thing. She asked me to make a list of adjectives that describe the ideal coach on my team. And when I made that list of, let's say, 25 adjectives, the next question really shocked me. She said, I want you to go through and I want you to circle the ones, the characteristics that you wrote down that do not describe you, or that do describe you, whichever. And what I ended up finding was there were some characteristics that I was looking for in someone to join my team, but I didn't have those characteristics. So you're going to learn really quickly that you attract people like you. You attract like-minded people. So if you're not coachable, you're most likely going to attract uncoachable people. So be thinking about this as you move forward. Make a list of adjectives. That's your assignment for today. Make a list of adjectives that describe the ideal coach on your team, and then truly evaluate whether or not you think you match those criteria.